What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Birding Hammer Podcast live. And on this episode, we will be giving you our WWE Elimination Chamber predictions. But before we get into that, we are going to be doing something that we haven't done in a while, that we used to like to do to kick off the podcast every week, and we're probably going to start to do it. And that's going to be a little bit of a t-shirt check. Now, if you're unfamiliar of what a t-shirt check is we show off what wrestling t-shirts we are wearing on the podcast. Me and Dylan have a solid collection of wrestling shirts. We love buying merch. We love wearing the merch. Old stuff, new stuff, random stuff, you name it. We love to wear it.
And we've definitely gotten a lot more since the last time we did these. So.
Big time. I think we hit a point last time where we just kind of ran out of shirts.
Well, yeah, we did it we probably did it for 20 episodes straight or something like that, and then just
it was pretty
stopped.
sick.
But
so Dylan, why don't you
we'll get back
talk
on
us about your t-shirt here?
Yeah. So might as well get back on these shirt checks, and we're gonna try to continue them even when we can't, even when we have to repeat a shirt, because I don't know, we're on the pod. Might as well wear a wrestling shirt, you know?
Yeah.
So I decided to break out, as you can see, the classic Roman Reigns, our tribal chief.
Throw him up.
This is one of the very first one of the very first shirts of this whole tribal chief era. As you can tell, it's still got that big dog logo on it. And we got the Acknowledge Me, and this is the one on the back that says the 4-time WrestleMania main eventer, undisputed champ, all that stuff. And now he's 8-time WrestleMania main eventer?
He maybe 9.
Yeah, it's
I think he tied Hogan. I think he's at 9.
Yeah, whatever. I thought he beat Hogan.
Maybe he did beat Hogan with 9 last year. I don't know. I think he definitely is at 9.
Whatever it is, it's just insane that the amount has at least doubled since this T-shirt was made, which is insane. But we'll get into the specifics of behind why I decided to wear this shirt for our Elimination Chamber predictions. But it will come into play a little bit later on once we get into it. So I'll give you the chance now, Mark, to show off your shirt. What are you rocking today?
Yeah, so I try to keep it on brand with the Elimination Chamber. I have a Cody Rhodes t-shirt here for the people watching. Let me step back a little bit. You got the American Nightmare on the top. You got the classic Cody Rhodes when he's pounding the floor for his entrance on one knee. Then you have the American flag and the Cody Rhodes American Nightmare skull on there as well. And it's kind of like a almost like a posterized texture that it has to it.
Is that the 500 level one?
I am not sure. I don't think this was 500 level.
Gotcha.
But yeah, 500 level makes great merch. A lot of the times WWE, they have, I guess they would be third-party sellers that they collab with to have them make designs for
I think they
their wrestlers.
Yeah,
so they have a handful of different ones. But 500 level is great. I have a Jacob Fatu 500 level t-shirt.
Yeah. A lot of the times they're
they're usually
my, especially that'll be my go-to, specifically when I'm not a huge fan of the merch that a wrestler has, but I'm a fan of them. I'll try to go find a dope 500 level design.
Yeah, them. I know Chalkline's a big one who makes other things besides t-shirts. They'll make straight up former wrestlers attire. They did the Triple H denim sleeveless denim jacket over the leather jacket. I know they had that. And they make a ton of cool stuff. Yeah,
their stuff is so cool. I gotta get
a lot of cool shorts. I'm definitely buying some of those shorts.
Yeah, I'm getting a pair of shorts before for this upcoming warm weather season. Committed. I'm 100% getting a pair of shorts. I just got to decide which ones I want to get, because it's do I go for, because I think I'm going to have to go with some classic RVD.
Need a pair of RVDs.
The RVDs are sick. And I actually really like the Kurt Angle ones. I don't know.
Kurt
if you
Angle
saw
ones are pretty awesome.
Yeah, the Kurt
The
Angle
Kurt
ones.
Angle ones are awesome. The Eddie Guerrero ones are awesome.
Yeah,
and
they
the
have some
old
pretty
Edge ones are super
Yeah, those are
sick.
sick. I also really like the old Shawn Michaels ones, the ones that will just have like the broken hearts on them, like all over. Those ones are pretty cool too. I saw a nice blue pair of those that I was thinking about, so we'll see. But yeah.
So
great
definitely,
shirt.
yeah. Thank you. You too. I mean, obviously that's a classic. That's one that probably have forever, just because it's such like a piece of history at this point.
Big time.
So let's get into these Elimination Chamber predictions, Dylan, because we have the match card set. By the time you're watching or listening to this, it's either tomorrow or it's tonight, depending on when you are absorbing this content. So overall, Dylan, how do you feel about this card before we get into specific matches?
Overall, I am pretty excited for this card. I think it's a solid card throughout. 4-match card with a solid segment that I'm sure will take up some time. So it is lining up to be an exciting show on the road to WrestleMania. I'll say that. A lot of questions that we have are about to get answered, and not only will they be answered, but I think even more questions will arise, which is always a fun thing in wrestling as well. So we're going to take the next step, I would say, as we reach sort of this halfway point kind of on the way to on the road to WrestleMania, since if we're counting the beginning of the new year as the road to WrestleMania, or if you would specifically count Royal Rumble, but
Triple H said January 6th, Raw's Netflix was the first stop.
Yeah,
the official
so there
start.
you go. I would say this is we are closing in over the halfway point on this road to WrestleMania then. So this Elimination Chamber is going to be that kind of final thing that pushes things in a certain direction, and then we'll have, like I said, we'll have some questions answered. We're going to have some more questions come up, and then those questions should definitely be answered over the next week or two on SmackDown and Raw. We will be at the SmackDown post.
That's right.
Post Elimination Chamber. So
March 7th.
March 7th. WWE makes its return to Philadelphia for the first time since WrestleMania 40. Since the first time since the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, and it's the first time, since all of this, story of Cody becoming champion. It's the first time since he finished the story. Are they coming back to Philly? So a lot of interesting stuff, I'm sure, they will have lined up for that show, specifically just being that is the place that Cody won the title, and it's the first SmackDown, so you got to think we're going to have a promo between Cody and whoever wins the Chamber. And who knows?
Could
maybe
be
we'll
heel
see
Cody.
Cena. Could be heel Cody. We could have The Rock on that show. We could. Who knows, man?
Could be
who
crazy.
Knows what could happen? So
So,
I'm really
yeah, I
excited
mean,
for Elimination Chamber, though, and I'm really excited to kind of get into this with you, because if there's nothing I like more than chopping down. I don't know why I said that. Chopping it up about some wrestling. That's what I meant to say. Nothing I like more than chopping it up about some wrestling with my pal Mark. So I'm excited to get into this card.
Yeah, I mean, this is one we've been talking about for a while. It's a big step. Like you said, we're getting the 2 other main title matches for WrestleMania, and we're going to be getting probably the night 2 main event in some capacity by the end of the night. So let's jump into this first match here, and it's going to be a tag team match. We have your women's WWE champion Tiffany Stratton and Canada's very own Trish Stratus taking on Nia Jax and Candice LeRae in tag team action. I was a bit surprised by this one. when they first announced it. I did not see this one coming. I thought we were done with Tiff and the Nia Jax story. I think we will be done after Elimination Chamber. I'll tell you what, I'm not too excited for this match. I think there could have been maybe other options. Obviously, it's in Canada. You want to have Trish on the card. She says she's going to be there a while ago. Then they do a match with her, which is fine. This match is just like fine. My excitement level, dead center of the road. I think in terms of who's going to win, pretty obvious. I think Tiff and Trish are going to get a win here, and I think you'll probably get a big crowd reaction, obviously for Trish. But who do you think's coming out on top of this one, Dylan?
Yeah, I'm definitely picking Tiff and Trish as well. I might be a little bit more excited for this one than you are. I just think this has the potential to be a good match, really. I just think it has the potential to be a fun match. The crowd is going to be really into this. Tiff is so damn over. Trish is obviously going to be so damn over in Canada. And Candice LeRae is really over as well, honestly. The people love Candice LeRae. As far as not as far as she's not going to get like cheers out of the building, but we love Candice LeRae around here, and we know that she
awesome.
has been going in this industry for a really long time. And Nia has become kind of a staple of this WWE women's division at this point. I'm not saying that I'm a huge Nia Jax fan, and I think some of her stuff as of late has been not as good as it was a few months back, but I will give her credit where credit's due and say that she's overall been really good over these last couple of years. So that's where I think my excitement level just comes from, the idea that it could just be fun, and if the crowd is really into it, then it could just be a really little bit of a fun, entertaining match. And along with, I just think it's cool that Tiff is getting the rub from Trish Stratus here, and really shows you what the WWE thinks of Tiff and how they view her moving forward. She's so incredibly young still.
Yes.
And she's already the champion, about to go into a marquee WrestleMania match. So it's really a testament to how they view her, because she is an absolute star. So I think it could be a little bit more entertaining than we may believe at first, but I'm not over the moon excited for it by any means, and I definitely think Tiff and Trish will get the win, and then we'll kind of move on to Tiff and Charlotte and build that up for Mania. I think this is to just kind of, you know what I mean, give Tiff another victory on the road to WrestleMania and build some more credibility. Like I said, give her the rub with Trish and kind of just get her some more steam going into the match with Charlotte.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Tiff's got to pin Nia here, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say Tiff pinning Nia, or I could honestly see Candice pinning, or not Candice, Trish pinning Candice as well. Like, if they want to give Trish the win in Canada. But I would have to say probably Tiff pinning Nia. But however it does end, I don't think the pinfall is gonna matter as much. I think it's going to be very much like who does the pin. I think it's gonna end with like a Tiff hits a moonsault, and then we get a Stratusfaction, or Stratusfaction followed by moonsault pin while they're both still in the ring. That sort of, you know what I mean? Like that sort of vibe where it's kind of like a team finisher to get the win. I feel like they're gonna do that.
Yeah, so you guys let us know in the comments your predictions for all of these matches as we go through them. We love hearing what the Burning Hammer universe has to say about how things are going to play out. So moving on, Dylan, we got a match that I am very, very excited for, as I'm sure many people are, and that's going to be Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are going one-on-one in an unsanctioned match. It's not official, it's unsanctioned. This is a match that we thought could potentially happen at WrestleMania, and it still can. Although I think them wrestling at Elimination Chamber in an unsanctioned match, to me, it feels like that's kind of, instead of getting a match at WrestleMania, we'll let you wrestle in your home country and just beat the absolute hell out of each other. No rules. It's going to be insane. I'm very, very excited for this. I think this will be like, in the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens saga, this is going to be like one of the bigger moments of their like feuded rivalry throughout however many years it's been, 10 or 20 years. This is going to be a big one, Dylan, because there are no rules. It's not official. Like we said, WWE is not liable for what happens to these two gentlemen. So I think we're going to get some crazy stuff. This is, I feel like, one of the first matches that is kind of like anything goes in this kind of new WWE era of them moving to Netflix and getting a little bit more edgier with cursing and using blood and stuff. So I'm very excited for this because I think there are no boundaries for this match. I think they're going to let them go out and just beat the absolute hell out of each other. Pile drivers, burning hammers, sledgehammers, all of the hammers.
Yeah,
this one's going to be crazy.
If there's ever a chance of seeing a real burning hammer, it's in this match right here. Like, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if it's not here, I don't know if we ever will see one.
Yeah.
In WWE, at least. So, yeah, this match is going to be awesome. Shout out to Adam Pearce. Great announcement. Like you said, it's not official. It's unsanctioned.
Banger. Banger of a line.
Also, great. I really like the way that they properly defined what an unsanctioned match is here. Like, I feel like they've never done that before. They just kind of say it, but they don't, like, really ever. It's always just kind of been another term for a no DQ match, at least in WWE.
I don't remember the last time they did an unsanctioned match on the main roster.
No, yeah, because wasn't Ciampa and Gargano was unsanctioned, right?
I think so. I think, yeah, because I remember them doing one in, like, the prime black and gold NXT era.
Yeah, I think it was Ciampa and Gargano.
Yeah.
I think that was when they pulled back the ring and, like, hit the pile driver. Wait,
greatest
was it
NXT
driver?
matches. No, I thought it was some sort of DDT.
Yeah, he hit something on the wood. It was nuts.
Yeah, it was awesome.
But, yeah, this match is going to be awesome. These men are going to tear the house down. They're going to beat the absolute living hell out of each other. And I'm really interested to see who comes out with the victory here, because it's going to definitely affect the way things looked for, the road to WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah.
This finish is absolutely, because who knows, maybe it's the type of finish where we don't even get a proper finish. These two dudes are just beat the hell out of each other. We don't get a proper finish. Then we need to have a rematch at Mania.
Good.
In Hell in a Cell or Falls Count Anywhere or something like that, right? But it very much, like you said, it definitely feels like it could absolutely be, this was kind of just to kill some time and have a big singles match on the Toronto card. And they don't want to do this for Mania. My big thing is I'm just really stuck on where that leaves Sami Zayn. For WrestleMania.
Big time.
And he's going to be at WrestleMania. So.
Agreed.
So that's not my job. That's Triple H's job. I'm sure they have ideas in their head. But
they got it planned out already.
Yeah, absolutely. But I say that to say I'm just really so torn on which direction this is going to go.
Yeah, I mean, I feel pretty good. I'm gonna take Sami Zayn here.
Really?
Because, and like you said, they could easily do a rematch I guess technically it wouldn't even be a rematch because it's not even a match officially. But like that's where it's like when you do an unsanctioned match, you can always fall back on it because you could just have someone say it wasn't official. You never actually beat me, which would be a Kevin Owens thing to say. And I'm sure we probably will get some of that if he does lose. But I think Randy comes back, Dylan. I think he helps Sami Zayn here. I think potentially Kevin Owens is going to hit a burning hammer, maybe some sort of tombstone pile driver. You got to imagine it's going to be some variation of a pile driver. I think we could see Randy Orton come back here, come to Sami's aid, and then set up the Randy versus KO feud for WrestleMania. And I think in doing that, I think Sami gets the win because, like I said, I think he kind of needs to get this win. And I think that KO can easily eat this loss and bounce back with the very simple, it wasn't an actual match, you never actually beat me, so it wouldn't hurt him like that. Because like Sami Zayn would never say that. Like if he just went out there and lost, like he would just act like it was like an actual match that he lost. So I think you can kind of not have KO lose too much steam or momentum heading into WrestleMania because he can recover from this, and then you give Sami Zayn a big win. Randy comes out, you set up the Randy KO match, and then you kind of build towards whatever Sami's going to do at WrestleMania here. And we'll get your thoughts on it. I saw some people talk Karrion Kross maybe versus Sami at Mania because I know I guess it was a few weeks ago at this point, but they kind of had an interaction backstage at like the very early on of the Sami and KO stuff.
I do think they think highly of Karrion Kross. I wanted to get your thoughts on. I mean, we'll talk. They've been teasing a new member in the Judgment Day. I've been thinking Karrion Kross is a new leader of the Judgment Day, potentially. So we'll see where that goes. But to stay on topic here and keep this match in mind, man, it's tough for me because. Yeah, I'll go with Sami Zayn, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if Kevin won.
I think if Kevin wins, then they're running it back at me.
That's how I feel though as well. I think if Kevin wins, they're running it back. If we don't get a Randy return, I don't think we're doing KO and Randy.
Probably not.
I think Randy will be at Mania. I just don't think we're gonna do KO and Randy if Randy doesn't come back at Chamber. I could be wrong. But I think I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn.
All right, yeah. I mean, this one
I'm excited for this.
This one probably will be my favorite match of the night. Obviously, Kevin Owens is my favorite wrestler of all time, so I'm very excited to see him and Sami just go in there and beat the absolute hell out of each other. So that one's going to be a lot of fun. So let's move on here, Dylan, because we have quite the segment. And we have The Rock and Cody Rhodes. So to rewind a little bit, on Friday Night SmackDown last week, The Rock was announced to be on the show. Basically, they pulled Cody Rhodes from the main event, which was supposed to be a 6-man tag team match, which I thought was kind of annoying if you were going to the show and you were advertised to watch Cody Rhodes wrestle, and then you got this very weird segment instead. Obviously, instead of Cody Rhodes in the main event, you got to see The Rock, but I would be a little bummed out. It was similar to when they did that tag match that just never happened because Brock turned on Cody. Kind of like the same thing like that. But so yeah, we got a weird segment here. The Rock came out. He was babyface first and then turned heel in the middle of the segment. Again, super odd. Didn't need the first half of that.
And then he had to go on Twitter the next day and clarify that he was playing a character and that's not really him. And
did he?
He was just like, love playing this crazy character called the Final Boss.
What the
and then
hell?
he just put like a dash like Dwayne. I don't know. Like it was weird. Like he specifically did it to just be like, hey, by the way, I'm not an action. Like, just reminding you guys, I'm not actually a bad guy in real life.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
well,
it's like, dude, you're either in or you're out.
yeah.
Like, you are in or you're out, man. Like,
Also, you don't need to clarify that.
Yeah,
like,
it's fucking wrestling. We know what the fuck it is, man. Like, what are you talking
we know
about?
they are characters. Like, you don't need to. Like, the fact that he said that makes me think he's actually a shitty person in real life. Like, you don't need to go out there and say that.
Because I just saw some people who were like, dude, kayfabe's been dead for so long. Who cares? And I'm like, that's not even what it's about. It just shows that he's so self-conscious that he needs to remind people that he's a good like, it's insane.
Well, and the thing that's annoying me is just like it feels like he always needs to be the biggest attraction, the center of attention for like every time he's on the show, right? Like he needs to go out there and he needs to get cheered. He needs to go out there and announce WrestleMania is going to be in New Orleans.
That's what I mean. Like,
and then he needs to then go cut that promo on Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Dude, let Triple H come out there and announce Mania.
Just be a heel. Like, if you're going to be a heel, just be a heel. Yeah. Like, just commit. You're either in or you're out, dude.
Fucking annoying.
And it's so annoying with this 1 foot out the door bullshit where he's just
can't play
back
both
in where he
sides.
feels like it. Yeah, and just also and then is self-conscious about people like not viewing him in a good light and thinking that he's actually a bad person when dude, most billionaires are fucking bad people. Sorry. If you got $1 billion, you probably didn't get it really by just putting in the work and really grinding and
being a stand-up person.
Yeah, being a stand-up guy. You definitely stepped over some people to get there. So, and I'm not like saying that The Rock is. I'm not like trashing him as a human being, but I'm just saying like it's so fucking annoying that he just has this insane inferiority complex. You're The Rock, dude. You have like you have $1 billion. You're the most famous person in the world, probably. Like
that's what they're claiming him to be.
He literally probably is. He's probably the most recognizable person potentially in the world, and he has to go online just to remind people, "Hey, I'm not actually like when I was mean to you guys yesterday. You guys don't. You're not like actually. You guys don't actually think I'm like a bad guy, right?" It's like, dude, shut up. Yes, we do. We don't like you.
So
anyway,
we got this weird
segment.
Basically, if you didn't see the segment, The Rock wants Cody Rhodes to be his quote-unquote champion. Claimed he didn't want the WWE championship. He wants Cody Rhodes. I want your soul.
I want your soul.
Again,
I want your ass.
Wasn't super clear.
He said, I want that ass.
So I basically he just was like, listen, I could change your life. You may have 5 million followers on Instagram, but I could get you to 500 million. I could put you in any movie. I can set your family up for life. This, that, and the third. Sell me your soul, and I can take you to new heights. Weird. Very weird. Do not buy it for a second that Cody Rhodes would ever even consider doing this. And I'll say this.
It also took him 20 minutes to say that.
Oh,
it literally took him 20 minutes of mumbling.
It was terrible.
To cut. It was insane.
It was terrible.
It took him 20 minutes of mumbling to say like 2 sentences of substance. It was nuts.
Yeah, which is usually how it goes, unfortunately. But I will say I'm happy that they are trying to do something different with this. It's my main thing is I hate the reasoning, right? Cody Rhodes is at the top of the mountain already. Like, he doesn't need more followers. He doesn't need more money. Like, there's no, like, it's just stupid. Like, he doesn't need to be, like, one of the elitist in the world. Like, the Cody Rhodes, the person and the character, like, he just would never do that. But I don't hate the idea of The Rock wanting to get Cody Rhodes to be his quote unquote champion, to kind of be like this corporate heel guy. I think that could work. I just think the reasoning should have been, instead of getting more Instagram followers and being more famous, like if he was like, listen, if you become my champion, we can take this business to the next level. And I think if he had something, his reasoning was more to help the company, to help professional wrestling.
That's what he should have. It should have been.
That's what the reasoning should have been.
He should have brought Dusty into it. Like he should have. And maybe he'll do that at Elimination Chamber. I don't know. Like maybe they'll harp on it. Like we're bound to get a little bit more explanation. But like you said, the biggest qualm with it is that it's just so out of Cody Rhodes to even like let The Rock finish that sentence without cutting him off and saying no. Like it's so out of character. It's so out of character that Cody didn't say no immediately.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, I'm just, and I really do, and I think that this is what it is. So I say this wholeheartedly. I'm not saying I like it, but I think this is what it is. I think that The Rock is just stupid. I will continue, but The Rock is too stupid to realize, oh, it is super out of character for Cody Rhodes to even comprehend that. Like it's still that like combination of narcissism and an inferiority complex to where he's just like, yeah, like no matter what, anybody would consider this because of who I am. Like it's like a subconscious. I'm getting in too deep to it, but it's so annoying. Anyway, I think The Rock is just too stupid to realize that it's so out of character for Cody Rhodes to even consider this, and that's why he's answering at Elimination Chamber. Also, to have a segment at Elimination Chamber. Like, I think it's very much like they're just trying to ignore the gap between this happening. It's just very weird and very annoying and very out of character.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I full-heartedly believe it's just The Rock being too stupid and not caring enough to realize that that's just super out of character for Cody Rhodes.
And not really knowing the current product of what's going
literally,
on.
Yeah, that as well.
And it's so funny because every time like The Rock will cut a promo, it's like half of the internet thinks he's a genius and the other half is like us, is like, what the hell was that? Like, it was dumb.
Dude, someone was like,
he's not a genius. I promise you that. Any segment.
He's a genius. It was must-see television. You couldn't. And someone was like, that was an absolute dumpster fire. And someone was like, and you couldn't turn away. I was like, I literally turned it off. I literally didn't finish SmackDown after that. That's what that segment did to me. I turned off SmackDown. I didn't finish the show. I was so angry.
Brutal.
I was so angry. As soon as he said, I want your soul, I said, fuck this, and I turned it off.
I mean, dude, it's like, and going to like that is like, all right, halfway through it, before they were even, like, I was just like on my phone, and I was just like faintly listening in the background, just waiting for him to get to the point. Like, it's not must-see TV. I'm waiting for this 20-minute promo for him to spend the 1 minute saying what he's actually supposed to say.
Yeah.
It's insane. But to get to this actual segment, and then we got a great segment with Seth and Cody that Seth basically just voiced everything we just said. So what do you think happens with this segment? Obviously, Cody can't accept, right?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean, it's just so out of character for Cody to accept this, to the point that if he does accept this, like if it is a thing and it's a Cody heel turn, it has to be full blown. Like, we need evil, despicable heel Cody. Like, because it makes no sense. Does that make sense? Like, I'm just like, we need a complete opposite of what he is because of how out of character it would be for him to do it. With that being said, I don't think he's going to. I would be truly shocked.
I would be pretty pissed.
So would I. I just don't think we need the Cody heel turn.
We don't need it right now. And, like, I think the heel turn
especially
could
if you want
work.
to do it down the road.
It could work.
Now.
Like, Cody as being this, like, corporate heel, can work.
I
think it would work well.
Yeah.
I think,
totally.
but I just, like, the reason, like, I mean, just going back to, like, what I said, like, the reasoning should be that he is the quarterback. He's going to put the company on his back, an authoritative position, and he's going to say, I'm the one who's going to take this company to become one of the top 4 major sports in the United States. Like, and you can have him and The Rock work together where it's like Cody's kind of running things, going over Nick Aldis's head to get certain matches done, to get guys off cards. Like, I think the Cody corporate heel turn can work, but you have to have the reasoning, and it has to be the right time. And why you would turn your biggest babyface to heel right now, it doesn't make any sense. Especially,
so to me, the only reason it makes any sense, and I don't like this, I don't think this makes sense, but the only reason I can, like, somewhat justify it in my head at all would be if they're that dead set on doing Cody versus Cena and having Cena win in the main event. And
yeah,
which could happen, but I still don't think so. Like, I'm still not sold on it, because what does that do for the future of the company? Like, seriously, you've been working so hard to get a guy like Cody, the biggest babyface since John Cena. What does turning him heel do, really? Like, you have top guys. You have guys that can be your top heel. If you want to turn Cody heel, you can do it down the road. You don't need to do it now. I think... So, like I said, going into what I think is going to happen, I don't think he's going to accept the offer. I think he's going to turn it down. And what I'm really hoping for, fingers crossed, is that this segment is interrupted by none other than the guy right here, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
The big dog.
And says, "What's up, big cousin? Long time no see. Would have been nice to hear from you." And then it turns into Roman versus Rock. Because at this point, the only thing I have any interest in is watching Roman Reigns beat the piss out of The Rock and retire him. That's all I want.
Mm-hmm.
Dead ass. Like, all I want, if it's not Roman Reigns retiring him, I don't care. Don't care.
Agreed.
If The Rock is involved in a match, I do not care at all in the slightest. I don't care nearly as much. With that being said, the Roman and Rock match, even that I don't care about it nearly as much as I used to at one point. Like, at one point,
I couldn't care less about this match.
I was head over heels
anymore
about this match. It's like, I truly just want to see it so I can watch Roman Reigns pin The Rock and send him back.
Yeah.
Like, that's the only reason I want it at this point. So I'm just hoping, like I said, the storyline that I'm interested in the most, if I have to pick a storyline with The Rock, is Roman Reigns retiring The Rock. So I'm hoping that's what this segment turns into, and we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, I think Roman's definitely going to get involved at some point, whether it be at Elimination Chamber or a week or two after. Like, he has to get involved in this at some point, and I think it's going to happen soon. If not, then it will probably happen at Elimination Chamber. But again, Cody's not accepting this. It doesn't make sense.
Is Cody going to be on SmackDown tonight?
Probably. I didn't see what was advertised for the show. Give me one sec. Cody Rhodes, yes. Final words before meeting with The Rock. So, I mean,
I could definitely see Roman coming out, but I feel like they would advertise Roman.
He is advertised later in March too. I don't know if you saw that for the overseas shows.
Yeah, I did see that.
Do you think if Cody isn't his champion, do you think someone else will accept the offer?
So, the thing is, if Cody doesn't accept and it doesn't lead to Rock versus Roman, then definitely, because that's the only other direction to go, right?
Yeah.
And if I'm being honest, like I said, I'm pulling for. I'm. By the way, my official prediction. I mean, we're not even calling an official prediction on this. I don't really know. I mean, can we? Really? It's like weird. It's a segment, so it's like hard
Well,
to
the
really.
prediction is if he accepts or not. That's the prediction.
He's not accepting.
Okay. Agreed.
Okay.
Official prediction.
I'm saying like the Roman thing isn't a part of my prediction. Like
Right.
I just
Right.
yeah.
Right. Soft prediction.
Yeah, it's a soft prediction. So I'll tell you where I think it's going.
Okay.
Once we get to the main event, kind of. So.
Okay. So. Let's.
As of now, I think Cody. I think it's going to be a situation where Cody says no, and The Rock, in a super annoying fashion, tries to be like super stunned, like he's completely shocked that Cody turned him down, like he's like,
yeah. What's the over-under for the length of this segment?
half hour probably.
Yeah.
Like truly, which is crazy.
At least 20 minutes.
Yeah.
It's going to at least be 20 minutes.
Rock's entrance is probably going to be 10.
Oh. So, it's crazy, dude. I was like, his music hit, and I went to go get like something to eat, and it was like a couple of minutes, and I went back, and then he like hadn't even gotten to the ring yet, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, man. But anyway, let's move on to our first Elimination Chamber match, and that's going to be the Women's Elimination Chamber match. And you've got Liv Morgan versus Alexa Bliss versus Bianca Belair versus Naomi versus Bayley versus Roxanne Perez. Dylan, did you see anything for who is going to start the matches?
No. I
Okay.
always thought it was random.
Okay. I thought they had some other stuff that they did that was a bit of like a qualifying thing, but
They might have done stuff before, but I think it's just weird because it's like yeah, I'm not sure, but I think they're going just random. I'm almost positive last year was at least just like random.
So, who do you think is going to win this, Dylan?
Yeah, so I had this on my WrestleMania match card predictions a few weeks, maybe close to a month back now. I don't know. Or was that literally last week? I don't know.
It was last week.
It was literally last week. But I feel even better about that at this because following that, we saw Bianca Belair and Naomi lose the tag team titles.
Sure did.
This past Monday on Raw, which makes me feel even better about Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Now, I know Triple H is really, really big on the storytelling, and he wants to go for the best story almost all of the time. In this instance, I think he just wants a big WrestleMania match. And I think he's going to kind of give himself a win here, throwing Rhea and Bianca in. These are two stars that he really kind of pushed and really helped elevate in this company. And like I said, it may not be the best story.
But there is a story there.
There's a story, absolutely. I'm saying, I think in my head, I'm saying there may not be a story in the way
not
that
like the classic like heel versus baby face story you've been feuding for months.
Yeah, and
culminates at Mania.
And there's also like I guess there's a little bit more of a story with Roxanne winning, just being like this new. If Roxanne was to win, she's the newcomer on the roster, and she's the young gun who can debatably be known as the best woman in NXT history. Honestly, if
there.
you go down her accomplishments, she definitely has a case to be called that. And so there's a story there. And then of course, Alexa of coming back after being away for almost 2 years. That pop she got was insane. It really showed how much everybody had missed her, and shows how huge of a star she really is. You felt her star presence immediately when she walked out of the backstage area, and she hit the ramp and her music hit, because she is one. She's a huge star. So to me, I think there's just a little bit more of like an unwritten story. There's a little bit more of a pre-written story there with Roxanne and Alexa being not necessarily with Rhea, but in whatever they do is kind of what I'm saying. To whereas Bianca has been in the tag division for the past year and really been out of singles competition for the most part. But like I said, and like you said, there's history there. They of course have a ton of history in NXT, and they're debatably, probably, potentially the two best women's wrestlers in the world. You could easily argue that they
easily.
They could argue
Easily. 1, 2. Put them in any order.
I'll
argue with anybody on that.
No, I'm with you there.
1,
if
2.
I had to pick my 1, 2, those are my 1, 2. So, and they would tear the fucking house down, dude. Trying to curse less on the podcast.
They would crush.
But they
would crush.
I try to curse less on the podcast because I try to give it to statements that earn it. That earns an F-bomb. They would crush, dude. Like they would absolutely tear the house down. So I'm feeling pretty confident about Bianca coming out with the victory here. I was thinking about it, with a Jade return and potentially happening at Chamber. I feel like we're gonna get a Jade return tonight on SmackDown.
Tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's where it happens, because I think it'll just set up for Chamber a lot better with Naomi and Bianca beefing going into the Chamber.
Or next week in Philadelphia.
Ooh, yeah. Never know. You never know.
Never know.
Anyway, yeah, I'm going with Bianca, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if Alexa Bliss does win, but a dark horse is definitely Roxanne Perez as well.
Yeah, I'm fully on board with you here, Dylan. I'm taking Bianca Belair to come out on top here, mostly just because, there are scenarios where I could see, for the most part, the other women winning, but I don't know how much sense it makes. It feels like a bit of a stretch to kind of get the other women winning this match to face Rhea. And I think that Bianca would be the best story to face Rhea. I think that, like we were just saying, they have history, and it may not be the most deep and rich story for world title feuds heading into WrestleMania, but there is stuff there, and I think they could have something that's a lot of fun, especially with Jade, who's probably going to come back within the next week. Like you said last week, probably Jade versus Naomi at Mania. Maybe Jade gets involved if Bianca wins in that world title opportunity. Probably not, but I wouldn't completely shut the door on that. I will also say, just because I want this out there, that I feel like there is a chance, just a weird thought I had, that maybe Jade attacks Naomi pre-women's elimination chamber, and then she takes her spot. Could be an interesting person to win the chamber if Jade is in the match, which I think that's probably a long shot, but I'm just throwing it out there in case it happens. But yeah, I'm taking Bianca. Just let her and Rhea have the best match of the entire WrestleMania shows, and just be happy that they finally get to face each other in the which would probably be one of the main events. Actually, probably not. That wouldn't even main event, because it's going to be Jay and whoever Cody faces.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so there you have it. We both are taking Bianca Belair. Let us know in the comments which woman you think's winning this match. But I feel pretty good that Bianca's going to come out on top here. So let's move on to the men's elimination chamber, because you talk about star-studded You talk about the men's Elimination Chamber match. You've got Damian Priest versus Logan Paul versus Seth Rollins versus CM Punk versus John Cena versus Drew McIntyre. Man, this one's going to be a lot of fun. I feel like Logan will probably start in the ring and not in one of the pods, but there's a few different, maybe not a few, but there are, I think, 3 good, actually maybe 4 good options. Like, I think there's no shot Logan wins. I think there's no shot Priest wins. But Drew, Punk, Seth, and Cena, I think all have a pretty good case to win and to face Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Obviously, like we said before, Seth could win. I think you can make the argument that Seth deserves to win after losing the feud to CM Punk. Obviously, Seth and Cody have a history, and then you can kind of get the other men involved in a fatal 4-way match for the main event with CM Punk and Roman Reigns. You can have just CM Punk straight up versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, or you could get somebody else involved in that, like a Roman Reigns or like The Rock. And then obviously, which I think is what you may potentially touch on, is that what if Drew accepts The Rock's offer to be his champion, and then you can have Drew versus Cody, which I think would be another awesome match. Although I know there's reports, and we probably will get Drew versus Priest, but I think those 4 men have a really good case to win. And after much deliberation with myself, I decided that I am going to take CM Punk to win this.
Ooh, all righty.
I felt pretty good about Seth winning, and then like what you said before, to get the fatal 4-way. However, I think I just have a weird feeling that CM Punk's going to win, and then I think that potentially fatal 5-way at WrestleMania with The Rock.
Ooh.
But I think like Punk, I think if Punk wins, I don't think it's a singles match. I think maybe a triple threat, Punk, Rock, and Cody. I feel pretty good about that. Obviously, there's very rich history between The Rock and Punk, and maybe it's just me reaching for a reason, but WWE did recently upload The Rock versus CM Punk at Elimination Chamber from whenever that was, 2013 or whatever.
I think they do that all the time, though. I think they post like old, like, since it's Elimination Chamber. Like, I think they just like post like old stuff.
But it could be a bit of a foreshadow. But I am taking CM Punk. And I don't know, it's just a gut feeling here, man. You just gotta trust the gut. Who do you think's coming out on top for this one, Dylan?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to my guns, and I'm gonna go with Seth. Seth is my guy. I'm gonna stick by him. I think Seth is somebody who obviously has a good case to win, but I think it's a win that would generally catch people off guard. I don't, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I think there would be a pop. Like I don't think it would
be a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I think it would be a pleasant surprise. Even though like it wouldn't be a total surprise, but I think he definitely is probably, I mean, at the highest third most likely to win this match. So I think Cena and Punk definitely would be the top 2 most likely, and
probably
Seth behind them at 3. So I think that's where the shock would more come. But I'm gonna stick to my guns and go with Seth here, because I think we're gonna get a fatal 4-way at Mania. I really do. I think, and it's really interesting because there's 2 ways they could go about it, right? And I think Seth is going to win because, like I said, I think there's a path to the main event for everybody, kind of except Seth. So I guess my official prediction would be Seth wins the Chamber, and then my thoughts would be at Mania it leads to fatal 4-way between him, Roman, Punk, Cody. and then Cody turns down The Rock, and then The Rock does this thing the whole time leading up to Mania where he's like, my offer stands for any of the four of you. You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then it's like a tease of like, who's going to accept it? Is anybody going to accept it? And then I don't know how it turns out in the end. I don't even want to think that far ahead because I think that would just be stupid. I don't want this. I don't want The Rock to be involved in the main event. I want the Fatal 4-Way. I just don't want The Rock to be involved. I just want him to be gone. But yeah, luckily, the only thing that I have to predict is one person winning the match. So I'm going to go with Seth Rollins.
And I think something that we both seemingly agree on is that it's going to be a multi-person match for the WWE title.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about that.
So do I. I just think there's too many stars in the top, dude. Like, I don't know if they've ever had this many top guys. Like,
I know. It's crazy.
Truly, like, and like you said, like, I wouldn't even be. They could swerve us and do Drew versus Cody 1-on-1, and I wouldn't even be mad.
Oh,
like,
I think a lot of people will be pumped. There's a lot of Drew truthers out there.
Well, Drew
deserves it.
Drew is the man, first
He's
of all.
great.
And let me turn on this light. I need some better light.
All right, we got Dylan turning on a light. The light is on.
All right. So, couple things. Now that we kind of got these predictions, now we can kind of just talk about, like...
Oh, real quick. I have the betting odds for the men's chamber match here.
Yeah, let's see who the favorites are.
So, who do you think is at the bottom, the least favorite? And what do you think the odds are?
Probably Damien.
What do you think the odds are?
I don't know. Plus 10,000?
God damn. Jesus Christ. It's Logan Paul is at plus 5,000.
Yeah.
You got Priest that next, who's at plus 4,000. You have.
Unfortunately, I see Paul winning before I see Priest winning.
Agreed.
I don't
and then
think
another
have a shot though.
This could be good for you, Dylan. You've got Seth Rollins at plus 2,000. And these are all from Bet Online, which I believe is like the only place where you can bet on wrestling. Then you have Drew McIntyre at plus 900. You have CM Punk at plus 250, and then you have John Cena at minus 1,300.
Damn.
Woo! Woo woo! That's a lot. That's crazy.
That's super crazy. Wow.
1,300.
Yeah, those aren't even real though. So I gotta think. What about what I was gonna say? That is crazy.
Yeah, I
so
mean,
wait,
so
this is what I was gonna say too, because they could do. So say Roman comes out and like does the Rock thing, right? And then they go Roman Rock this year. They could go Fatal 4-Way, Cody, Seth, Punk, Cena. They could go Fatal 4-Way, Cody, Seth, Punk, Drew. They could go Triple Threat, Cody, Punk, Cena, Cody, Seth, Punk. Like there's
a lot of ways they could shape it, man.
It's
crazy.
They could just do Roman, Cody, Punk. Punk, Cody, 1-on-1. Still
Seth
an option.
Roman.
Yeah, dude. There's just like Seth Roman 1-on-1. There's so many directions they can go.
So you still feel pretty good about getting Roman versus The Rock at Mania? This year.
So I definitely don't think it's the most likely thing. Like truly, what I believe is the most likely thing is that we're gonna get the Fatal 4-Way. Is what I said is gonna happen, and I don't love the idea of that, but I think it's gonna be the Fatal 4-Way, and then The Rock's just gonna be like, which one of the four of you is gonna take my offer? And
yeah, unfortunately, it does seem like he will be involved.
And
in
then
this main
potentially
event in some way.
somebody takes the offer to like twist, like turn at Mania.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm sort of at the point with like The Rock versus Roman. It's just like whenever it happens, like I'll believe it when it happens.
No, I'm with
Until
you there.
it does, I don't think there's a high
I
chance.
think maybe I wanted in my gut because I just don't want him involved in the main event. Like I think that's where it stems from too. Like I'm just like,
Sure.
give me that over The Rock being any part involved in the main event at all. Like
Yeah.
So maybe they can do Punk versus Rock 1-on-1 if they wanted to.
They could. I saw some people say that I don't know how much steam this got, but the Punk would be The Rock's champion, and everyone was like, "You're an idiot."
Yeah, dude, it's the stupidest thing ever. He's he's like
couldn't be more anti-Rock.
Yeah, it's like honestly, if there's one person it makes less sense for than Cody, it's CM Punk.
Yeah, so that's going to wrap up this episode, guys. Again, drop your predictions for everything in the comments down below. If you want to listen to this and not watch it, we are available wherever you listen to your podcast, Apple, Spotify. We are the Burning Hammer Podcast on there. You can check the description in the video wherever you're watching this on YouTube or on Twitch. If we do live stream, that's where we stream to, Twitch and YouTube. And make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Burning Hammer. We are on the road to 5K subscribers.
Yeah, and one last shout out before we go. March 15th, there's Nerd Fest at Rowan University in Glassboro, New Jersey. And we will be there on behalf of the Burning Hammer and Dog Wrestling. Again, great to do some work with Dog. And we'll be doing some interviews of their guys, and people will be doing some promos and whatnot. So we're really excited for that. And then moving forward, the first show I can give you for sure is April 19th, South Jersey Geek Fest. That one is also going to be at Rowan University, and Dog is going to be having an event there. And it's going to be a great event with a ton of incredibly talented wrestlers. And we are really excited that Dog has invited us back to another event. And this time we have the privilege of doing commentary, and we're going to be doing the production for them as well. And specifically, we're really excited to continue to grow that relationship. So March 15th. And
better see you guys there.
April 19th, Rowan University. We'll be there with Dog Wrestling. And there's a table on the 15th and then an actual event on the 19th where you'll get to see some in-ring action with me and Mark on the call. So that
dream come true.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So we're really excited to continue that. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. See you next week.
Bye-bye.